And hello, very good evening or good afternoon. Welcome to this bank holiday weekend, the end of May bank holiday, and welcome to the live Train Sim World 5 stream. And a very good early afternoon to Southwest and Lee Grant and to Laura Manning and Amaze Days. Hope you're all well. And this is probably the first Sunday in ages where it's not been absolutely wall-to-wall sunshine. It's the sun's trying to poke through a little bit, and we did sat out and had Sunday lunch outside a bit earlier on, but it's not been quite as wonderful sunshine as we've had for the last few weeks. But that's invariably the way for a bank holiday, isn't it? So I haven't got a timetable on the screen. Hope the intro worked, by the way, this week. For some reason I realised last week I played the intro and it came through on my side, but it didn't come through on the actual video, so I hope it worked. So this is the lineup anyway. We're going to start off with a run on Thameslink, East Croydon to Brighton, with the Class 700. Then we're going to do a pacer on West Cornwall, St Erth to St Ives, then Preston to Blackpool in a Class 40, Lancaster to Morecambe in a 3-car Class 101, and then we're going to finish off with a freight run on the Midland. Your Virgin Trains livery, currently working on the DLC line in the 2000 scenario. Excellent. Which train is that then for the Virgin Trains livery Southwest? Let's just get the game uploaded. Some slight bizarre reason. We're all okay, but oh, I didn't mean to put the ending on there. Some slightly bizarre reason. My OBS studio is not minimising, so it's a bit of a nuisance. Ah, right, okay. Ah, excellent, Southwest. Yeah, the 87. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Thanks, the Mace Tays. It was lovely, chilled out, relaxing few days, and busy as ever. But yeah, enjoyed the trip down, and we had the. I managed to have a first class down from Wolverhampton to Euston and then back. So I'm just wondering why I can't minimise the OBS studio. It's annoying me at the minute. So what I might have to do, hang on. Why is it not letting me move the damn thing? It's completely blocking my screen at the moment, so I can't get to me Train Sim World 5. Right, we will get going in a sec. Let's try and get this going another way. We'll do it from this screen. We'll be okay. Yeah, for some reason the OBS studio is just completely locked on one of my screens, so it's causing me a slight headache at the minute. All right, that sounds really good, Southwest. I'll be honest with you, I've been looking for a sort of a Virgin Trains 87 scenario, um, and I presume that got the 313 then as the DC line, or are you using the 378? Oh, well, get things going then. So first of all, then East Croydon to Brighton. So it's 9 Tango 45, the 1648, and this is on the Class 700 timetable. Yeah, that does sound good, Southwest. I'll certainly give that a go when that's going. That sounds right up my street, I have to say. So we're using this BML with Class 700 timetable, which I always enjoy doing. I'm not 100% sure whether I've got the whether actually I think it's the 700O. I haven't checked on that. Um, so 9 Tango 45. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, excellent, Southwest. Oh, I'll really look forward to that. Actually, that really does sound. That sounds one that I can't wait to have a try on. So I hope. I don't know how long it takes you to create a scenario on Creators Club, but I'll certainly look forward to giving that one a run. Yeah, that sounds that'll be proper era, won't it? With that Virgin. I tell you what, once we've got the 86 as well, that's going to look even better for that sort of era, because we really are going to have a good range of stuff, aren't we? With the 313, the 350 will be still appropriate for the Virgin Trains era, and the 86 and the 87s predominantly on the electric services. And if you sort of time it, I don't know, perhaps about 2000 or something, you could still pop the odd Pendolino in for the time period. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, I'll know that'll be great. Yeah, can't wait to give that a try. Right, so let's get things set up. So we are, to be honest, I didn't really give this much thought, but I could have done this in the um, full length unit.
TPWS and AWS operational.
So I'll just make sure with this that we've got all the stuff in as it should be. Now we put that as normal. We can put that as normal as well. That should be about right, I think. Daylight. Yeah, I kind of forgot actually when I was looking at the timetable to create earlier on. I really should have done one that was a full length unit one, but this will still do the trick. So we're due off at 16:50, stopping at Gatwick Airport, Three Bridges, Balcombe, Haywards Heath, Wivelsfield, and Burgess Hill, Hassocks, Preston Park, and then Brighton. Still love the sounds on this unit. So I'll try and keep my concentration up. Yeah, to be honest with you, I've normally gone for the full length unit, but I didn't give it much thought. I was kind of planning for the few runs earlier on, and it did occur to me there weren't that many services when I was looking amongst the timetable, and I'd forgotten about the sort of the reduced length unit and the full length unit. I have indeed, yeah, Southwest, yeah, it's. Of course, there's been a bit of publicity about it today, the fact that it's the first day in service on South Western Railway under the sort of nationalised ownership. Yes, interesting times. That's not any good, is it? Trying to get a nice snazzy view, and we're getting the underground view. Slightly weird looking view of that. Good afternoon, first class trains. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'll try and get the chance to have a look at that. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us. We've got our usual kind of 4 hours or so, the live stream. And a bit of a seaside theme going on today. The idea is we're going to concentrate with the first few runs on trips to the seaside. It seemed appropriate for this bank holiday weekend. Yeah, hope you're doing well. It's a bit more like it. Yeah, I think it's, to be honest with you, I think the fact that all this thing about it being a rail replacement, bus replacement, was manna from heaven, really. And I'm not saying they planned it that way, because it sounds like negative publicity, but it certainly managed to get the story into the headlines, whereas arguably, had it been just a normal train service, it might have merited a small amount in the press. But I think the fact that it was basically a rail replacement thing that that meant that the press were really interested in the story. I suppose with this sort of trip to the seaside theme with today, you could argue that Gatwick Airport is also a potential destination as well, really. That's our first stop, because I'm sure many people would have been heading off on their holidays from Gatwick Airport. There is a Gatwick Express as well on a direct run to Victoria, complete with one of the mods that I've installed. There's so many mods installed, it's not impossible to remove them, but you tend to keep forgetting they're in there, so you see all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff sometimes. And I've kind of forgotten exactly which ones of the TOCs are coming under national ownership this year. I know Greater Anglia is one of them, isn't it? Ah, lovely first class trains. Was it was it a diesel gala then there this weekend, or was it steam? I've been on the Great Central Railway. I have a friend who lives in Leicester, and well, I've been on it on my own, but I've been on it with him a few times as well. And their great claim to fame, of course, is the fact that they say it's the only heritage railway where you have sort of double track running. Well, the thing is, there's certainly worse ways of spending a bank holiday weekend than being on the Heritage Railway, on the Great Central Railway. Ah, right, fine, yeah. So I presume that was predominantly steam, but you get the odd bit of diesel as well. Right, okay. I quite enjoy the Electrostars though on personally on Victoria to Brighton. I must admit, I just love the full timetable really, and I can't bring myself to do a run from Victoria to Brighton now on Train Sim Classic, not now that it's in Train Sim World. I'm not sure, Southwest, actually. I mean, as far as I know, all heritage railways are limited to 25 mile an hour. All right. I like it, Southwest. That sounds like, mind you, I'm not sure you can even do it in Train Sim World, but it sounds like just the sort of thing I'd end up doing by mistake. Yeah, I'll try and have a look a bit later on first class trains. I thought that all heritage railways were limited to 25 mile an hour. I thought it was, as far as I remember, because to operate a train on a heritage railway, they have to get a light railway order, don't they? So I thought part of that legislation was that they were restricted to 25 mile an hour. Yeah, I do. I remember actually, I was delighted when the West Coastway line came out. It's Christmas time, wasn't it? And I did enjoy the fact that you could actually do a full run to Littlehampton. So I think when I did it on the stream, I actually, I think I did Train Sim World down to Preston Park, and then did the Train Sim Classic one from Preston Park to Littlehampton. I was saying about the sun going in. It's just come out again now. I'm going to have to shut me curtains actually, because it's actually blinding me a little bit. It's good to see though. That's better. I can see the screen at least properly now. As always, let me know if the sound's a bit is okay, because it always sounds completely different through my headset than it does in reality. But I do love driving the Thameslink 700. You get such an excellent cab view, really. I think, and I don't know. I love the kind of the dynamic nature of the cab as well. Ah, right, fantastic first class trains, yeah. That sounds good. Good afternoon, 156 Andrew Shortbread Express. Hope you are doing well. I hope it's nice and sunny in Scotland. There's a plane you could just see in the distance there coming into land. I was watching yesterday. I was flicking between Hampden Park, this Scottish Cup final, and the Championship playoff final from Wembley. So I have to say, I was hoping not a Celtic supporter, but I was delighted to see something different, because the thing is, Celtic seem to win every trophy there is known known to mankind. So it was just great to see somebody different prospering. And whilst I'm talking football as well, then congratulations, Amaze Tays. Spurs winning the Europa League. I just kind of come back from a day's filming actually, whilst that was on. So I fell asleep watching it in the first half, and then woke up a little bit later on. But I think I saw the main bits. I couldn't quite make out from that distance, but I can't remember if I've got the EasyJet livery with that mod. Yeah, it felt quite old school, really, didn't it? Because, you know, sort of old enough to remember the Alex Ferguson era. Oh, yes, we have got that mod in, so at least we've got a EasyJet livery plane going over rather than the generic ones that came with the game. I believe so, Southwest. I think it'll mean that they're not directly into the knockout phase. I presume it's the Europa League. I think they'll have to kind of get through a playoff to get into the competition proper. Yes, well, it's kind of the Premier League's been a bit disappointing, and I think Liverpool left the trophy later on, but it's been a bit of a non-event. Yeah, I've got a friend who lives in Leicester, and he's not an absolutely massive football supporter, but he has been to a few Leicester games and he has enjoyed it. Yeah, kind of Sunderland, Sheffield United didn't feel like the most amazing matchup because you know both have had relatively recent experience in the Premier League, but Charlton got promoted earlier on, didn't they, against Leyton Orient, and then I can't remember who tomorrow is. I know Wimbledon's one of the teams, but I've forgotten who they're playing. Ah, good afternoon, Kincaid Games. Oh, right, okay. Okay, Andrew. Right, okay, you don't live in Leicester, but yeah, they're the team. Right, okay. But it's kind of where he made his name, Alex Ferguson, at Aberdeen, wasn't it? He had a few years at Aberdeen before joining Man United, and then the thing I always remember, actually we must be careful as well, make sure we make this stop at Three Bridges, don't get too carried away. But he had 4 years at Manchester United, hadn't won a thing, and then legend has it that he was going to get the sack if Manchester United didn't beat Nottingham Forest in the third round of the FA Cup, and of course that was a big ask in those days at Brian Clough's Nottingham Forest, but they won it and they went on to win the cup, saved his job, and of course the rest is essentially history. Yeah, I can't remember. We're doing a run on the Midland Main Line a bit later on. So I can't remember if we go through Leicester or not. We probably do, I would have thought. Or are we? Wait a minute. No, we might go through Loughborough. I can't remember. We'll see. But of course, Loughborough is very much on the Midland Main Line. Yeah, I hope you're well, King K Games. Well, what's this about? I'm 30 odd seconds early. That doesn't happen very often in one of my train sim runs. We're actually running to Brighton. So we've excellent southwest. Yeah, of course it's a very historic place, isn't it, Loughborough, with the brushworks and all that. Sort of very famous in train in terms of loco building over the years. So King K Games, we're going to Brighton, and then the first few runs are all featuring runs to the Seaside. So we're going to Brighton, then we're doing West Cornwall local with St Erth to St Ives, Preston, Blackpool in the Class 40, Lancaster, Morecambe in a 101, and then we're going to finish off with that Midland Main Line run, Toton to Leicester. Right, okay. I bet you've had a run to St Pancras then, a time or two then from Loughborough. Hopefully in first class, given your the title of your title. Yeah, I mean, I don't normally plan these things in advance, but I was looking yesterday and I thought we'll try and do a loaded one this time. I did think about doing the scenario where you actually do the loading, which is, terrific fun that you can do it, but I think it looks as though it's something like a 40-odd minute scenario, and a lot of it's running at like 3 miles an hour or something, so I thought, no, it's not going to look very dynamic on the stream. Right, well, there is Kettering. Kettering is on Train Sim Classic. I mean, it's not in Train Sim World, and we haven't got the any of the lines south of Leicester on Train Sim World, but there is the Steam Workshop version of the Midland Main Line on Train Sim Classic, and there's 1 or 2 add-ons you need, but if you've got the Hope Valley line from Just Trains, then you'll automatically have Leicester, and you'll need the original Leicester to St Pancras Midland Main Line as well. Yeah, definitely, King K. Yeah, I love the West Coast Way actually. I really do like the West Coast Way. I think it's great fun. I love the fact that you've got the Seaford branch in, as well as the fact that you could do Brighton to Eastbourne. So that was a contender today. I just thought I'd start off with the 700 just purely because you just get this nice little cab view, and I thought it's a good way to start the stream off. But I did a video, it's ages ago now, but probably early last year, but I've got a video somewhere where I did the old Project Rio service. So we actually do a full run from St Pancras through to Manchester Piccadilly on Train Sim Classic. I enjoyed that because it's good the fact that you've got this Steam Workshop version in where you can actually go sailing through Bedford, but also great going over the Peak District and the Hope Valley to join sort of Stockport and then the West Coast Main Line in towards Stockport, Manchester Piccadilly. Slightly overdid the stopping there, but we're well in the platform, so I don't think the passengers should have too many complaints. Strange old station, this. Yeah, as long as you've got the content that you need, you just literally, if you've got Train Sim Classic. You just literally have to, I can't remember what it's called exactly, but if you put Leicester St Pancras in the search on the Steam Workshop, then you just literally have to click a button to subscribe it, and it'll be all there for you then when you load up Train Sim Classic. I can't remember if there's any default scenarios that it comes with. There probably is. Yeah, I think it works out all right for me. I mean, it's ages since I've tried it. Right, this is PC first class trains, and I know there's an absolutely endless amount of debate on the forums about the limits in terms of the game with the consoles, and you know, I know you get reduced timetables and stuff like that, but for me it's just a non-starter. I just want to play as best you can. And it's a fairly old PC, but you know, it still performs all right, I think. So we're 3 miles away from Haywards Heath. Keep an eye out on that. How do you find it performs on the Xbox first class trains? All right, okay. Kincaid. Maybe it just needs reinstalling, and you get this slightly odd thing about, because there's different bits to it. It's if you've got all the Midland Main Line add-ons for it, then you might have to reinstall them, but do it in a certain order. Oh, that's good then. First class trains. Yeah, so I mean, if you haven't got TrainSim Classic, that is only available on the PC, so you wouldn't be able to do that Leicester to St Pancras, because it's only on TrainSim Classic at the moment. Oh, excellently. All right, fantastic. Southwest. Where was that at? Was that Crazy Golf then, Southwest? Yes, that's exactly right. First class trains, yeah. And who knows, maybe at some point in the future there might be extensions to that route on Train Sim World. You never know. All right, fantastic, fantastic, Andrew. That's good to know. Yeah, hope you keep growing. Well, you will keep growing. It's inevitable if you just keep at it. Oh, it's ages since I've played Crazy Golf. Ah, right. Yeah, sounds exactly like the sort of thing I do, Southwest. And again, it's tremendous credit to the real train drivers, because they do all stuff like that without thinking about it, and you could be completely thrown by something like that, even though you've got the stuff up above, which gives you the clue, but which is more than the real train drivers have. But it's amazing how they do things, and I've watched videos where the driver's been chatting away, but they're very much able to multitask, because they're driving skillfully, accurately, and properly, and talking at the same time. Yeah, I completely agree, Southwest. And I guess the difference is that, if you're doing it in real life and it was your everyday job, you're gonna know it absolutely perfectly. I've heard of such things, first class trains. I must admit that's something I don't tend to bother with too much. Yeah, absolutely. Southwest. What the one thing that does annoy me a little bit with Trade Sim Classic is that unless it's not set on the timetable thing, you could be like a couple of minutes late or something, and then it tells you that the scenario is incomplete, and that I find frustrating. Sounds logical, first class trains. All right. Well, um, yeah. If you get the chance to, then it's definitely worth doing. I've just done a couple of Avanti West Coast West Coast trips in the last week, and I don't travel on the train that much apart from leisure trips, but um, it was a nice treat to do it each way and get a bit of food and drink on the way down and the way back. This is a long platform here at Wigglesfield, isn't it? Right, there we go then. I'll go into neutral just for, as requested. There we go, back into forward again. Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah. Oh, I love a shortbread. Love a bit of shortbread. I could just fancy a bit of shortbread. Perhaps you can pass me one through the screen, Andrew, and I'll virtually enjoy it. No, I don't think it does on South Western Railway Southwest. I wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't bother with it on short journeys. I just don't. Right, there you go. That's not concentrated, isn't it? What were we talking about? Overshooting? Never mind, still letting us open the doors. I'm not going to show an outside view to show off how far how much of the train's in the platform, but some of the train's in the platform, so we're all right. Nah, be all right. Some of the trains in, they've just got to walk up the train. I mean, it's one of the benefits of these trains, isn't it? You can there's no doors and the corridor connections. Yeah, thank you very much, First Class Trains. Thanks for joining us. And I'll just say at this stage, again, thank you, anybody, if we've got any new people who haven't watched before. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, then if you consider doing it, I'd be really grateful. But yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You can't really call it a bank holiday Sunday, can we? But enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Hope you've got the day off tomorrow. Right, so Hassock's coming up, and then is it Preston Park after that? Yeah, so that's easy enough. Go Preston Park and then Brighton. I missed the bit about Dawlish and Crewe. Andrew, what was the significance there? So I'm going to overcompensate this now by braking a bit earlier. We're really limbering up slowly now. There's the 12-car marker. There we go. That was a bit better.
Platform 2 does not stop here. Please stand well clear of the edge of platform 2.
We are on platform 2 actually.
Platform 2 does not stop here. Please stand well clear.
It's a shame about having these random announcements in. I mean, it's very good to hear Anne Jeremy's voice in it, and of course that's just from a mod. But it's a shame that they're not accurate. Right, so we've got a bit of a run now, 5.5 miles. Yeah, might have been. Might have been. I mean, I certainly haven't given up on Train Sim Classic, and there is such a breadth of route coverage that's available, but it's just that as we get ever increasingly new content for DLC for TSW, then I just find it much more interesting and dynamic. But I will still do the odd. At the moment, the chances of me doing a Train Sim Classic run more likely to be a recorded video. I was thinking of revisiting the Met Line actually and doing I've seen a decent scenario that's a possibility there with a bit of a mixture of stock on there as well. I haven't bought it yet, no. I'm a couple of things behind really. I will get it eventually. I'm not rushing to buy it because I kind of feel as though it's so similar to the 720, and I mean Wherry Lines is it's lovely but slightly boring as well, a flat run, so I'm not desperate for the 755. I think it can wait a little bit. The Valenta pack's the same from Armstrong Powerhouse. Again, looks lovely, but I'm not desperate to get it. I mean, actually, I'm probably intended to get the Frankfurt S-Bahn DLC as well, but I've not bought that either yet. But I can guarantee you that when this 86 pack comes out from Just Trains for TSW very soon, then that'll be 100% a day one purchase because I'm just going to have so much fun with that. Yeah, well, I completely agree. I think it is getting that way, and even 12 months ago, we were struggling with TSW with the amount of route mileage you can do, but there's quite a lot of variety in there now, so it's we're definitely getting there. But whatever you do, don't say such a thing to Alan Thompson, because he's obviously such a big Train Sim Classic scenario, Train Sim Classic man that I think he shoots everybody down in flames for daring to suggest that Train Sim Classic's on its last knees. All right, brilliant, Southwest, yeah. Yeah, you've got to have quite a lot of patience. I mean, I understand the basics of scenario creation for Train Sim Classic, but only that. Well, I only understand the basics, and it's this portal thing that I haven't totally got the hang of, because I know if you kind of put every train in to run the full length, you're just going to clog the thing up. Well, they sound good though. We're just missing that bit now from Southampton to Littlehampton, aren't we? I'd love as well to see. You've kind of got Portsmouth. You've got quite a lot of Portsmouth Cardiff, but there's a bit you're missing. I think just before Southampton. I don't know, Lee. Right, it's coming into Preston Park. When you get to my age, I'm generally amongst the older section than the younger these days. Yeah, that would be nice. And I can't remember the name of the chap who is it George somebody who did the Train Sim Classic version, but it was lovely just to have a bit of variety, because I've never been able to do that in Train Sim Classic before, to be able to go on the West Coast Way. There was a route from Microsoft Train Simulator years ago where you could do, I think it was Southampton Portsmouth if I remember rightly. Oh, there you go then, Lee. You're certainly younger than me. Yeah, definitely. It looks lovely. I mean, your videos on Train Sim Classic look very good on that I've seen on YouTube. King K. I have to say, when I've streamed Train Sim Classic, I've kind of been a bit disappointed sometimes. I think, oh, it looked better in real life and looks a bit dark on the streams when I've done it. But right, yeah, I thought it was George. Yeah, yes, indeed, Scooby. Yeah, we've got more British interest, haven't we? On, is it Wednesday, that conference cup final or whatever you're supposed to call it? I know it's kind of like you've got the Champions League, then the Europa League, then the conference thing. It's the same competition that West Ham won a few years ago, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, Scooby. Yeah, I hope you are doing well. I have to say, with you in mind, I was considering, because I was on, in real life, in the week, I was on the North London line and the Goblin line, and I was kind of just noticing just how many freights do come through. So I was looking to see if I could do a through freight run from, I mean, you've always suggested it, Ripple Lane, and then carry on the West Coast. But there's nothing in the timetable that you can link them together, so it'd have to be a free run mode thing. So I think it'll probably end up being a recorded video. This is always a great highlight for me coming into Brighton. Oh, that would be good. Is that presumably that's Train Sim Classic, is it? Southwest. I mean, I'm hoping as well at some point, even if it's Train Sim Classic, to have a more improved route from Waterloo. All right, cheers for the update, Lee. If there's one Grand Prix I am semi-interested in, it'd be Monaco, because it's always fascinated me down the years. Now let's just see if we can we must be able to find a way out. Hang on. Forgotten the way out of this station. Let me out, let me out. Hang on. We've got a gap there. There we are. So I just thought, well, yeah, it's probably not very realistically modelled, this bit. They just plonked a load of generic buildings in, but you can just about see the sea down there. It's a bit of a walk down to the south coast. Oh wow, that sounds a good score. I don't believe it. Even though I absolutely massively overshot one of the platforms, it probably just about saved me that I got the train actually into the station. So wow, 14,680. Oh, I'm pleased with that. The funny thing is, sometimes I think I've had an half decent run, and then I find that I've ended up with a decent score, not a very good score, and then sometimes like that wasn't brilliant. Yeah, so 14,680. So ooh, I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, Monaco's always an incredible place to watch. And it must be amazing to see it in real life around the streets. Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much. Right, so there we are. Still not discovered why me OBS Studios kind of locked on the other screen, but it doesn't matter. We found a way in and out, so we're all right with that. It's not too often I've taken the lead in these contests in the last few weeks. Yeah, I thought so, Scooby. I think it's just a shame that the all these different timetables, that they aren't linked together, because it'd be good if you could just pick a scenario, take it to Willesden Junction, and then immediately join the West Coast Main Line south, and so on. You know, it's but there doesn't seem to be any kind of coherent freight runs at all, as far as I can see. Right, so we're off to West Cornwall now, and we're going to take the Pacer. It's going to be one of these 142 skippers in chocolate brown livery. So I believe this is 2 Alpha 15. It's the 11 o'clock from St Erth to St Ives. I take it with all your gaming stuff that and your cars and your love of cars, that you like your Formula One, do you, Scooby? Right, so it's a while since I've done West Cornwall local. There it is. We'll take the original version of it. I think that's 85. Yeah, I would imagine so, Lee. I think it's basically it's millionaire's paradise, isn't it? I think if we get to the stage where I'm doing these live streams and I've got 100,000 subscribers or something, then you'll know that, and I'm welcoming you live from Monaco. Then you'll know that things are going well. But I think that's a little bit in the dreams. By the way, have any of you picked up Frankfurt S-Bahn yet? Very much liking the look of it, and I'm sure I will pick it up pretty soon, but I've held off so far. Because Mark would be okay for the daylight, wouldn't it? I'm guessing. Okay, I'll be compliant. I'll go in neutral. This is a tricky little branch to negotiate as well. The like a bit of a roller coaster, going up and down. Ah, right, okay. I kind of half expected you would be straight off and by Maestay's, but I'm tempted. It's just that you've got the expense of all this stuff, and I am definitely gonna. No, I think it's got quite a lot of criticism, hasn't it? In terms of the console. With its reduced timetable. I think the only reason I've held off, if there was nothing coming out soon, I probably would have bought it by now, but it's just the fact that I'm fairly sure that the 86 is going to be out in the next couple of weeks, and I'll be buying that immediately. It gets such a lot of stick, this route, but it is fabulous. In places, the scenery is pretty decent, but again, it's kind of Rivet Games production, so there are things that could be better. And we don't stop at that stop. I think the tide must be out at the moment. So Leyland, our first stop.
The next stop is Leyland.
Leyland, apparently. Sorry, Tom. Of course, this is 1980s British Rail, so you've kind of not got no platform markers, anything like that. Oh, what am I doing there? It's the left door, isn't it? So Carby's Bay is next. I have to say of this route, this is basically the only section of it I think I've ever driven, because I've tried doing a Penzance to St Austell once, and I don't know why, I just got bored with it after about 5 minutes, and I never completed the run. I don't think I've ever done a full run on the main line. Slightly easier driving this on a pacer than it is with the 101. You very much hear the grind of the noise of the gears as well, but it's not like the 101 where you have to actually change the gears. And I know this is obviously based on a Leyland National bus, but it very much sounds like a bus as well. I've not, to be honest, King K Gamer. I haven't got it plugged in today, but I have got the TS controller, which I love driving sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I've driven the 150 on this, but even with the HST, I've driven the HST out of Penzance and got slightly bored with it. Oh, sorry to hear that, Maze Taze. Yeah, well, perhaps it's nice to get away from it a little bit and do a bit of train sim driving then tonight. Well, I hope things are progressing a bit better now. Never nice when it's like that, and you know, out of the blue. Yeah, absolutely.
The next station stop is Carbis Bay.
I think there was a bit of criticism about the some of the houses being a bit too generic, but still looks quite nice though. Quite sharply downhill. I don't think could almost roll into St Ives. This really does feel like coming to the seaside, doesn't it? Then I think we come downhill for the final stretch into St Ives, don't we? Probably round about just past this curve. In terms of, you know, terminuses on the railway network, there can't be many better views than this one. coming to. It's a really difficult one to keep without speeding. Yeah, well, it's worth it certainly on. I mean, the run from Ormskirk to here we go. This is the seaside, isn't it? This is lovely. I love this. And then you kind of got the town and everything else going on over there. Yeah, the Ormskirk to Blackpool South I actually love, which I'm not doing tonight because we're going to do Preston to Blackpool North in a minute. But I do love the Blackpool South run and the fact that you go past the pleasure beach and stuff. And quite good fun to drive, actually. I know that, I think, I mean, Christopher's not on here tonight, but I know he hates the paces, but that's obviously to ride on them rather than actually in terms of the train sim view. Yes. Yeah, so there we go. So that's my score anyway, 4281. Trying to think whether I don't think there's a DSD on there, is there? As far as I know. I'm trying to think, making sure I put all the safety systems on, but it's a bit too late. A bit too late now, anyway. Right, so you mean 4274. Wow, now that is really, really close, isn't it? Wow. I think that's the closest we've ever got to a draw, isn't it? I'm 4281, so a very, 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 very narrow victory. I take it you mean in real life, Scooby-Doo. How long has it been ATO operated? Yeah, that is incredible, actually, isn't it? 8 points. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Wow. That is so close. So that's a rare 2-0 advantage for me. So at least I've got a score to be working on for once, and I'm not fighting against it. But the trouble is, they usually let me guard up, and then the next run I'm all over the shop. Yeah, that is really, really as close as you can get, isn't it? Right, so I take it it's not. I don't know when that was introduced, but right, no, I didn't realise that. It's a good fun thing to drive. I mean, you hope it, if we got the Moorgate thing on Train Sim World 5, I'd be quite happy if they backdated it back and or whenever it was, and we hadn't got ATO on. I remember years ago when I was learning to drive, my driving instructor always used to say that I used to do brilliantly. And we used to have, I think wasn't an hour, it was something like, I think we had an hour and a half. And he always used to say I used to do brilliantly for the first hour, and then the last half an hour I used to go to pot. So I'll probably do the same thing again with this. Right, so we're on Preston Blackpool now. So this is 1 Tango 07 and the 1032, and we're in the class 40. Right, I see. Yeah. Right, so that's interesting then. So last year when I rode on it, and I did a thing for me cup final thing, and I had a visit around some of the stadiums around London as part of the look back on the FA Cup, and I got off at Drayton Park, as it's called, and you get that amazing view of the train leaving the station, and you've got the Emirates Stadium up above it. Well, hopefully not too long before we find out some news. Well, it's probably not going to be till August, is it? I imagine Dovetail Games are operating a bit like the KGB at the moment, and making sure this time that there aren't going to be any leaks in advance of the proper announcement, probably in August. Yeah, I wonder how much longer they've got, Andrew. I mean, I love the 91s, and again, it just makes me feel dead old, because it doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago that they were the absolute brand new. What am I looking for here? Blackpool branches, aren't I? It doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago that they were absolutely the state of the art and the latest thing going. I quite like this 1032 because apparently it was originating from Stoke, which is my neck of the woods. But sadly, we will be going from Preston, not from Stoke. But yeah, I love the 91s, and I've still got it on my to-do list that I'd love to do Leeds to King's Cross in first class with a 91. I booked one a couple of years back, and a Zoom had turned up. Sadly, it was supposed to be a 91, but that can happen. But I'd love to do that. Last time I went on a 91, actually, I was with my brother and the dog. We were having a trip up to Northumberland, and we had a day out. We visited Durham and Newcastle, so I can say that our dog's actually been ridden behind a class 91. Alright, there's the master key, isn't it? We always find that a bit fiddly. Tell you what, let's get the doors open, and then we have to mess about over here, don't we? We've got that the right way around. No, I haven't got that right, have I? Hang on. I think I was right first time. We need it unisolated. Come on, let's get this right. Tell you what, let's get out my seat because I can see what I'm doing then. I can't get the thing to move properly. Hang on. I should have left this alone. Right, it might be, perhaps, let's get that down, and then, I can't get it to move. Right, let's start that again. I would love Stoke to be in Train Sim World. I really would. But sadly, it's been a bit of a misfit over the years. Right, so I think what all we need to do here is concentrate on the maybe not. You know, it's strange sometimes. I had this thing, no issue earlier on. Right, now it says isolated. Right, there we go. Now we've done it. We've done it. Do you do it in? But yeah, Stoke was missing from Microsoft Train Simulator all the years ago. I remember there was, I think it was a chap called Davy Caulfield. He did a brilliant route from London Euston. Did it all the way up to Manchester Piccadilly via Crewe. We got Liverpool Lime Street branch was put in as well, but we were missing the bit between Stoke and Stockport, and then of course Alan Thompson for Train Sim Classic has put in Stoke into the game, but we're missing the Kids Grove to Stockport bit. Ah, right. Well, yeah, of course they were nicknamed the Whistlers, and I remember all the excitement really over D200 when it was painted into green in British Rail days, and much sought after. And I've been behind a Class 40, but only in modern times actually on the East Lancs Railway. On, I think essentially they were Liverpool Lime Street to York services. Ah, marvellous, yeah. I imagine that was amazing, Andrew. Yeah, they're very, very similar to a 37. I mean, I can tell the difference looking at them visually now, but I remember going on an excursion. I don't know, it was behind a 47, I think, but we were going from Stoke to York, and we were with this family. We're in a Mark 1 compartment coach, and I remember saying to them that I couldn't let myself then tell the difference between a 37 and a 40, and they kind of said, oh, well, you will in time. And of course I can now. Oh, I don't know. I hope it's only temporary. It says no drop frames from my side. Let me know, everybody else, if there is a problem. Ah, that's good news then, yeah. Ah, right, yeah, it's now reported it, yeah, it says drop frames 253. It's now showing up on my side. Well, let's hope that doesn't continue anyway. The last time I did a run on this Preston Blackpool route, I kind of realised with some of the semaphore signals, I think I did it on a bit of a wing and a prayer, and I came flying through stuff where they were approach control, I think, but looking back it was like a bit hair and scaring really. Yeah, well, we were talking about the chap from Loughborough, weren't we, earlier on? First class trains, and of course that's where the 47s were built, weren't they, at the brush works, Loughborough. But I think this would be a more regular 47 working than a 40, but I just thought, well, why not? Let's do a 40 for a change. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. My brother was on about the fact that apparently, I mean, I've not looked it up myself to verify, but he reckons the electric services from Blackpool to Euston have been a bit decimated from what they had originally. But yeah, it's good. It's great the fact that we can actually drive the electric version of the routes on Train Sim Classic, and Tom and the OTS team have done a fantastic job on that. I do love this 1980s feel about this route. All right, okay. Oh yeah, it's showing my side now. Yeah, I think it's back to being stable again. So the odd thing is, we reinstalled the new router in the week. After we had the broadband, after the original one was completely knocked out. But oddly, I mean, we used the old router last week and absolutely no problem. So it's strange, isn't it? I don't know whether it's just a little quirk going on somewhere. It's dropping quite badly again. I'm hoping things settle down. No, we're all right. Again, we got this. Yeah, we do have problems, don't we, with this dropping frames. Seems to be stable at the minute, so let's hope it's okay. Hi Sarah, hi Sarah. Welcome to the stream. Well, hopefully we're back to being stable again. I'm hoping that's just a momentary blip. I mean, I've lost 884 frames. But yeah, we're off on a trip, Sarah, to Blackpool at the moment, on the Blackpool branches route. We're doing the class 40. There's a class 40 on its own there as well. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream on this bank holiday weekend. So let's hope we're all right, sort of stability-wise now. Seem to be. Well, I don't like to say it because the moment I say it's okay, then obviously we're going to have more problems. So just a quick note to everybody as well. Anybody watching back, hope you're enjoying the stream, and thank you very much as ever for tuning in, and your company on the chat's always massively appreciated and a huge part of the stream, and we've got a nice community going on. But if you enjoy watching it, you're watching for the first time, then if you consider liking and subscribing, I'd be tremendously grateful. Thanks for all the new subscribers as well that popping up over the last couple of weeks. Oh, right, yeah. Right, that's something to look out for. Yeah, I'll have a look, Sarah. So I made a bit of a hash of going through that approach control, but I was a bit, my excuse being, I was a bit to pot with that period where we had with the frames dropping, so I was trying to keep a close eye on what was going on with the stream. I don't know, Sarah, to be honest with you. I think that's one of those routes that I think has been requested by so many people, and there has been one done for Train Sim Classic, but it's done by a chap. He's got a Facebook group, but he's never released it, and he's kind of held out and said, look, I've spent years and years and years doing it, and I'm not releasing it until somebody comes in and you know, it's actually a payware product, but it's never seemed to got to that stage, unfortunately. But yeah, who knows? It certainly is one that's been requested a lot. Now I have to say, I've looked at the cab view videos of that run out of Fenchurch Street, and it's got plenty going for it. It'd be a nice route, and I wouldn't be massively bothered whether, I mean, personally I'd love it to be kind of network southeast, old first generation EMU sort of period, but failing that, I'd be quite happy with it in the modern day setting as well. So I take it with you asking for, or you would like to see that route that you kind of you're in and around London, are you, in some way, or that's a route that you use a lot, is it? I mean, I think there's a big interest in routes in and around London generally. But what would be your preference if it came out? Yeah, I'll have to have a look at your channel, Sarah. Let me just write that down. I take it was easy enough to find then. So Sarah Darlow channel. videos. Right, okay. Sounds interesting. And I presume you prefer the modern day stuff, do you, Sarah, rather than the older stuff? Yeah, I see I'm miles off with this now, aren't I? I think you've got this one, Amaze Days. Just take some driving this route. It kind of shows that good as though it is, I obviously don't drive it enough. Well, I was way speeding. Again, it's quite a contrast if you play this route on Train Sim Classic and you do the electric version, and you do a Pendolino from Preston into Blackpool North. It's quite a contrast. This old school line with no AWS, with semaphore signals. We've got 35, but then I think we're supposed to be getting up to 70, aren't we, in a sec? There we go. Tell you what, feels as though this is struggling up the hill. When I was looking around for the intro, I was kind of looking for something that I was trying to find some music in the YouTube library. You know, I do want to be beside the seaside, but I couldn't find anything. That's when I went for something that sort of organ-y type thing. It sounds quite northern. Oh! Well, there you go. Right, okay. Well, there we go. Well, if you make it home, then May Station won that one because I've just gone through a red signal. Oh dear. So we haven't quite made it to Blackpool after all. I'll tell you what we will do. We'll just quickly load up Blackpool in free roam. Oh, right, that's interesting, Andrew. Yeah, indeed. Yes, there you go. You see, rattling on about Seaside tunes, and then what do? I go through a damn red signal. Not, anyway, we're going to see Blackpool North. And Power Flower has been relieved of his duties on this service, I think. What I could do with doing is jumping in a train, and then we'll use camera 8 to sort of take a view, I think. Let's go in one of these nice first class compartments. Oh, I love that sound. That sounds so realistic. Right, now I've got to find a way out doing this now, haven't I? Hang on. This is going so well, isn't it? There we go. Find a way. Okay, it's looking a bit bare out here, but yep, there we have it. There's the Blackpool Tower. Okay, so as long as you can make it into the station, the Maze Tays, then that's a victory. Damn those semaphore signals. At the rate we're going, because we're on to Lancaster Morecambe next, and then we've got the Midland Main Line. I think we're going to have some bonus, at least one bonus run anyway. All right, fair enough. Yeah. Well, we'll have you down as a victory for that. So make that 2-1. I mean, I never thought actually, but I don't know whether it still works now. But you used to be able to, if you had something like that, you could go back. But I think, I don't know, it probably would have taken us back to Preston or something, wouldn't it? So it wouldn't have been much of a bonus, really. Yes, indeed, Andrew, yeah. It was going all so well until then. Right, so we're going to do the 101 now. I mean, the ironic thing is, that's a tricky little thing to drive as well with the gears, but quite good fun. So we're doing next, so Lancaster to Morecambe. Hopefully we'll make it to Morecambe this time. 2 Papa 83. It's the 11:23, and we're doing a 3-car Class 101. Yeah, 3-car. So, yeah, 2 Papa 83, Lancaster to Morecambe. So it's only a 12-minute ride, this. And we should be able to have a proper look at Morecambe, because it's it really does allow you to wander out on foot from the station. I believe, I mean, I think it's quite a rundown place, but I believe it's changed quite a bit since 1986, and the station building itself isn't actually in use anymore, but it is actually still used as a, I think it's a pub. But you're gonna complete it, aren't you? You know, you're gonna complete it. I mean, I've made the bodge. Right. So where's the control key there? And then it's worth getting out your seat, because this thing's a bit pesky as well. Unisolated. I think that's all there is to do there. Oh, hang on, change lever off. Yeah, there we go. I know, the incompetence of it all. So put that into forward, and then we need, yeah, we'll get into gears. Oh, that's a point. Can we change the destination on this? We can. How does that look? Yeah, it's like one of those pesky things where you can't quite. It'll do. It's more or less got Morecambe on, hasn't it? Yes, I mean, the good news is at least the station building itself is, although it's not actually used as a train station anymore, at least it still actually exists and is in active use. As I say, I think it's a pub. I do love driving this old 101. Very much a train in my childhood. Yeah, absolutely, Scooby. I mean, that's going back a bit, isn't it? And I know that in Silverlink days, they kind of got a bit of an upgrade when they were went over to being sprinters and 150s. But they were absolutely everywhere, 101s. I mean, you saw them in all over the country. And I used to be quite excited if we got one on a Stoke Crew or a Stoke Derby, because they were nearly always class 120s. So it was like, felt like something a bit different if it was one of these 101s. And they were, certainly remember them on Crew Chester as well. Right, well, at least we've got AWS this time, and it kind of does show up why it's needed. It's amazing the improvement on the Goblin line, and I had a ride on it in the week when I was down in London for hopefully an upcoming video, and you know, you think of all the improvements that it's had with overground and its overall status, and it used to be in a completely and utterly garbage state in sort of British rail times. I'm assuming this will clear before we get there, but after the last run, I'm making absolutely taking no chances. It is approach control, isn't it? Because we're still on the West Coast Main Line at the moment, and then we're going over to onto the branch line to. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're straight into green. We're on a downhill gradient. I mean, that's the difference compared with when we did the Victoria to Brighton run a bit earlier on. I mean, this has got this Todd 4 lighting, hasn't it? And so you could see how much better it looks. I mean, there's a bit along this line as well that when Just Trains did a teaser of the route, they showed a shot of this branch line. It was just a random shot in the middle of the country on a bend, I think it was, and somebody immediately said that's on the line to Morecambe, so they kind of worked it out straight away. All right, you've tried it, have you, Andrew? I mean, I think the New Morecambe station is just nothing more than a waiting shelter, isn't it? But you know, at least it still exists, and that the line wasn't closed. again, I've probably in all the time I've owned this Preston Carlisle route now, whenever it came out, I've not done that many runs up this section, and you're just blown away by the level of detail. Well, it's more powerful for a start, Lee. A lot more powerful, and it was to Type 4, whereas the 37s were a lot lower speed, and it's a bit longer visually as well from the outside. Wait a minute. But if you look from the front, you'll see it looks the same. But you look at the side, the window arrangement's a little bit different as well. There's quite a few detail differences. You'll soon get the hang of it if you study the photos. But predominantly, the big thing is the power. So it was used on some quite long distance Premier runs. I mean, in the 60s, before the West Coast Main Line was electrified, the Class 40s were even entrusted with main line runs. In fact, of course, the Great Train Robbery was with a Class 40 on the front. I think it was 4126. And I've read, I think there's one or two strange things about that loco as well. I think there's been some, it's kind of slightly been jinxed over the years. It's been involved in one or two minor mishaps as well along the way. Like if you could bottle that sound, it would be wonderful, wouldn't it? The sound of the clickety-clack over the points. We're on a bit of an uphill, so that helps a little bit. So it's 30, then it's 15. Ah, right, okay. Right. Yeah, but you just mean like in terms of the length of the platform, do you, Andrew, that it could actually fit in a Pendolino? Or you've not seen a video where they've dragged one in with a diesel, have you? Just trains of done an incredible job. I think the thing is, these old long platforms as well, is kind of a throwback to the era of excursion trains as well. You go back to the 1950s and you'll see plenty of excursion trains coming in. Not surely, I'd have to ask me butler on that one. Lol. We dropped a few more frames as well, by the way, in the last few minutes. So what we'll do is we'll wait for the service to come to an end, then we'll just have a little walk along the seafront. By the school, but then it's only a short run, isn't it? So, so return to free roam. I'm going to get going quickly because I've got this horrible feeling the thing was going to drive off. Frequent day excursions during the summer season from Morecambe to Douglas via Haysham. Oh, that's a lovely touch, isn't it? Look at that. Yeah, no, I would imagine not really. That sounds quite posh, doesn't it? Ladies' lavatory, but there's the more traditional British Rail sign that we all remember. As I recall, you can actually, I think you can go in the men's toilets on this station. Yeah, so we've got the. Can we even go in one of these? I can't remember. Wait, see the. Oh, I can't go in it, but. Oh, hang on. Yeah, yes, we can. We've got in one there. There we go. Oh, we can even sit on it. I don't know. The things that amuse me. Right, find the way out of this station somewhere. Nope. Luggage lockers. Waiting room. Way out, there we go. Where taxis. Ah, that's an interesting post, isn't it? On the 21st of June 1987, the term second class will be changed to standard. All references to second class in the booklet, conditions of carriage of passengers and their luggage, June 1986, and in other publications and notices of the British Railways Board and on tickets should be read as standard class from that date. A copy of the conditions of carriage booklet may be obtained on request from the ticket office. You can't help wondering if you'd ask for that and they say, "You what, mate? What are you talking about?" I like that as well. You like feeding birds by a budgie. Oh, well done, well done. There you go. So you're back in it. Very much like the seaside. Okay, I'm walking through the flower gardens here. Yeah, you beat me, mate. Yeah, I was sorry, I didn't say, did I? I was 1914. So yeah, 12 points in it. But yeah, you were as far as the pier. Ah, cheers, mate. I mean, to my mind, I completely messed up on that last run, and I'm sure if you'd carried it on, you'd have completed it. So I have to say, if I'll feel a bit guilty, but if you insist. We've got its lovely detail, and again, I can't remember what that building is. I've got a suspicion he said it's not in use anymore, but it looks a grand old building. You got the an old bandstand there as well. But if this really was the bank holiday weekend, I'm sure there's a fair few. Well, perhaps we can't wander up onto the pier, but even so, you can see quite a bit of it. Yeah, I'm not too sure why we've dropped frames on occasions. As I say, it's something to do with putting the new router in, but I hope it's not spoiling the enjoyment too much. Yeah, 12 points. I'm certain one of these runs, we're going to get to the point where we're going to get exactly the same score. And I've not worked out what you do about penalty shootouts in this game yet. Right, so we'll move on to freight then now. So we're only 7:30. I think this is only about half an hour run, so we're definitely going to get another run in. Maybe we can do we'll perhaps have a look at doing a run maybe on West Cornwall local, perhaps when we finish. We'll see anyway. We'll get the first one, the next one done. So this is 6 Delta 25. Midland Main Line, Toton to Leicester. It's 13:55. I can't remember the full title of the where it's from and to. It could be as simple as that, couldn't it? It could be as simple as that. Yeah, good point actually. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. I'm going to have a coffee because Dan is around, but he was very tired earlier on, so he's probably fast asleep somewhere, I would imagine. So yeah, I'm just going to grab a coffee, and I'll be back in a very, very short while. Just having a half-time coffee. side element of the stream so far. We've had Blackpool, we've had Brighton, we've had Morecambe. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tunstead to Radlett. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Southend. I've been to. Actually, it was this used to be this corresponding bank holiday weekend, the end of May, and I've been to the Southend Air Show. I mean, sadly, it's no more, but I've been to it quite a few times over the years. I can't remember when it stopped being a thing, but it was always quite a it was always quite a thing to look forward to. Good evening, Mark. Yes, I remember your Liverpool thing. I presume I don't know whether they've done it now. If they'd have lifted the Premier League trophy, wouldn't they, by now? So congratulations to Liverpool for being the Premier League champions of 24-25. Yeah, it was very good, thank you. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good. Quite tiring. But I did enjoy the trip there and back. I treated myself to first class from Wolverhampton to Euston and back. So that was nice. And able to have some wine, some food on the way down and back. And then I spent a couple of days just filming a couple of trips for hopefully upcoming videos. Once I get round to doing them, and yeah, it was good and really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. The weather was absolutely beautiful. Hope you were doing well this week too. I like it. I mean, this was technically the last one on the list, but we're running quite a way ahead of schedule. I mean, this is going to be half an hour, so we'll definitely get another run in after this one. I don't know where we're going from or to yet. I'll perhaps throw that one out open to the floor, and then you can decide. So what is it, 13:55? Yeah, Tunstead Sidings to Radlett, as you rightly say. A Mace Tays, and it's going to be a loaded one as well, loaded hopper wagons. Yeah, thank you very much, Lee. Yeah, I've had a great week, and it's been nice because it's been kind of the longest time off since Christmas. I haven't had any time off at all since the Christmas holiday, so I was able to finish on the Thursday, so I've had the Friday all this last week, and then the bank holiday as well, and then back to work on Tuesday. All right, well, sounds nice. Yeah, hope you had a nice meal. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this thing set up. They running. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah, I was very pleased for a Mace Tays that it was a Spurs victory. Although I must confess, I did fall asleep watching it. I got back after a day out filming, and I logged into Discovery Plus on my phone and started watching it, and then I ended up falling asleep. Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah. You've had a busy week, have you, Lee? Yeah, that's fantastic. So this is a heavy old train. See, they're all loaded, these wagons. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot to ask you, Mateys, actually, but how do you stand on the Ange Postecoglou thing? Do you think he should be allowed to... right, okay. Right, okay. Who's the cockerel then? Is that Charlton then? Oh, I see what you mean, cockerel. Yes, Spurs. Yes, sorry, I'm being silly. I can remember the symbol now. Yeah. Yes, of course. That's good. That. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And it has been the year of the underdog and the unexpected, hasn't it? Newcastle United winning the League Cup, Crystal Palace winning the FA Cup, and yeah, Spurs winning the Europa League. I suppose even Liverpool winning the Premier League. Okay, they're not exactly underdogs, but you know, they haven't done it for a few years, so it's definitely been an interesting year. And sometimes you feel as though you get a bit of inspiration when somebody wins, some team wins, and seems to inspire other teams on. Yeah, you feel as though it just wasn't enough, sort of Premier League wise. So I can understand that view. I mean, the thing was, last season we had the same situation with Eric Ten Hag, didn't we, at Manchester United, and they kind of decided, well, he's won us the FA Cup, so we'll keep faith with him. And then how many weeks into the new season did it last? So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Yeah, I guess it may say that if you opened a bottle of something, it would probably be an apple juice or a coffee, wouldn't it? Going over the River Trent. And I think they put it down as, I mean, it looked like an own goal really, but I think it went down as a not being an own goal, didn't it? Yeah, I think I mentioned last week that we've got the steam coming out of the chimneys now. Yeah, I think First Class Travel mentioned earlier on about him being from Loughborough, and unfortunately he had to go a little while back, but we will be travelling through Loughborough shortly. Yes. Well, I can't remember if we've got any Manchester United supporters lurking in the in this community, but yeah, I've got a couple of colleagues at work who are Manchester United supporters. But to be fair, though, there's one chap who's slightly older than me, so he kind of started supporting them in the 70s when they weren't very good either. It was kind of in between that period, sort of Sir Matt Busby, beyond that, and sort of, what was it, Tommy Docherty, I think, in the 70s. So I kind of feel that's okay. Yeah, it really is a powerful old beast, Lee. We've got the modern store with the graffiti on the wagons as well. Yeah, well, hopefully, Scooby, you'll have your moments on Wednesday. So yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that one. And then we've got the Champions League this coming Saturday, I presume. And then there's a couple of England matches left, and we've got the. That's the end of the season, really, isn't it? Then we've got the Women's Euros, I think, in the summer. Yeah, I've not seen any of the results today, to be honest. So I can't say as I've watched Match of the Day once this season, really. I've watched a few live matches, but not that many. But I must tune in tonight because, of course, it's Lineker's final match of the day, isn't it? So at least I must see the end of it, if nothing else. But I think it's absolutely fantastic just to see new teams. Well, I say new teams, but it was a new team in Crystal Palace winning last week. But it's just, I think it's fantastic to see teams as well that haven't won something for an absolute age, and you just see that absolute joy and excitement because it's so different than the teams that, oh well, yeah, we won another trophy. Well, it's what we expect. I didn't, to be honest. I must have. I'd forgotten about it, and I only stopped the 3 nights, so I was quite tired with me a couple of days filming, so I was kind of whacked by the evening time. So I'm not sure I'd have had the energy, but yeah, I'd love to see it. I must say, it's something a bit different and very train orientated. Yes, I've got those vibes from you before. I've got those vibes. I'm okay with it, to be honest. And when we won the Euros, I mean, it was the first time I'd ever seen an England senior football team of any description win something. So I was happy to I mean, I must say, it's been one of the stories of the season as well, and with Aston Villa as well. But the revival. I mean, who could have predicted that Nottingham Forest would be where they are this season? I think they've done an absolutely unbelievable job. Yeah, well, gone are the days where Chelsea used to dominate everything, like it was in the Roman Abramovich era. Didn't see that 50, did I? That's going to cost me points. Yeah, I watched bits and pieces of it with me being off, but again, you kind of think, all disrespect, all respect. Oh, here's the brushworks, by the way. Again, a very historic railway landmark. Can't remember if we've got a mod in to put the brush symbol, maybe not. Yeah, the India will be interesting, but yeah, you can't help feeling as though Zimbabwe, just aren't